Well, spin the block again for Arsenal-related news, as you lot already know. But what are you lot saying? I was airing you lot. Is he born and bred in North London? I don't know, man. Imagine working as a scout for your club in Brazil. Dream job. Let me scroll the way up because I was airing you lot. Nelson suffers because we didn't spend 30-odd million on him, so his development wasn't watched and monitored the way it should have. I disagree, but I'll leave that to you. I feel like Saliba's situation is going to stop players deciding not to go on loan when advised. It should, but you have to take control of your own. The club, not just Arsenal, they're going to tell you everything to get you to sign a new deal, whatever. Past a certain point, you need to take your development into your own hands. For me, once you get to 18, want to make it at your clubs, but do what you need to do. Do you need to leave? Do you need to go on loan? Is it working? You stay. Again, nothing is foolproof, but you need to take control. There's many players that the club at 18 will beg for you to stay. You'll sign a 5-year deal. Once you get to 20 odd and you haven't quite hit on, goodbye. And I don't blame the club. They should do that. Promise you everything. You owe it to yourself. Nobody is going to care about your career more than you. And I think a lot of footballers do feel guilty of that. Douglas Luiz isn't a 6. I don't know why we're after him. He can play as a 6, man. Or if you're not, he can be a ball-winning midfielder and he can be switched on defensively. I do think football fans overcomplicate things. Smith-Rowe out to December. Hopefully my G comes back stronger. Amen. If Arsenal were to spend 60 million on a Partey replacement, who are the likely targets? I don't know. Luiz would come in as an El Nene replacement with all due respect to his ability. That's cool. Just need people in the squad. I mean, we was never getting to Gnarly in it. That was just people being creative. Villa will cash in. Balogun should look to the Prem loan after this, but whether he gets better or not, it's just that good. Or not, it's just good that it looks like we'll make peas if we sell him very un-Arsenal. It's down to him because he could have went to the Prem now this season and maybe not. Maybe every game you're going to be hyped up. Every game you're not. You might get dropped if you're not necessarily doing the business, which could happen at Reims. He did start off on the bench and scored a good goal against Marseille, where Tavares scored that game, if I can be wrong. But sometimes you're developing out of the headlights. Every game you're a superstar or you're not good enough according to what happens. You're out of the headlights. Look at what it did for Jadon Sancho and what it might be doing for Jude Bellingham. People obviously are watching Dortmund, but the casual English-based, primarily football fan is not watching Reims week in, week out. The same people that draw all of these headlines and conclusions on the first to call them overrated. It's crazy. Big up my guy Zed, man. Shout out you, my guy. What else are you lot saying? What we need and what we get are two different wells. Look at last season. First, we went for Vlahovic, then Darwin, and we got Ish. It's the hierarchy to blame if Edwin, Vinay, and the gang. Jonathan David needs to show what he's on in November. Big up yourself, Hector. Boy. Sorry, some people might find this offensive. We need a direct playing cam like Maddison to help feed our strikers tappings. I wouldn't say. Why would anyone find that offensive? David is dependable. Big up DG. I hope so. Saliba, best centre-back talent at Arsenal since. I mean, we haven't been blessed with young quality defenders like that. So you could say, yeah, but it is what it is in that regard. Jonathan David, what's your statistics saying this year? Mainly it's the general play, because when I watched you against the bigger teams towards the tail end of last season, you fell off a cliff. But 5 goals, 2 assists in 8 games, that's great. 37 goals in 104 appearances for Lille, though. 33 goals in 83 in Liga. His best goal scoring record is probably 20 goals in 30 for Canada. That's very good. But again, he's playing well going into a World Cup year, that's going to serve Canada. You play well, Leo are laughing because they're probably going to get a couple of extra pennies. Him and his agent were waxing lyrical about how they want to leave Leo and do all these things for whatever reason, whether it's, Spurs got Richarlison, Chelsea did other things, we got Jesus, and other European clubs didn't take a chance. It is what it is. But Leo have him tied down until 2025. Everyone could be laughing. Jonathan David will end up at Everton level club, in my opinion. Good, but just not the standard we need. Both derby score predictions. Man United, they might do it, but I'm going to go with City 1-0 win, and I'm going to go with 2 on Arsenal with my heart, but I think both teams will draw, really. Record's got to end at some point, and Spurs haven't won at our place since 2010. That's got to end sometime. Hopefully it doesn't end anytime soon, but yeah. It is what it is. Seeing if there's any other Arsenal news. Nothing there on The Athletic. Crazy. Let's type Arsenal in on Google once again and see what happens, man. Shout out to you lot. Have we got 100 likes yet? Probably not. Oh, 111. I stand corrected. Thank you very much, you lot in advance, man. Shout out the Twitch ones as well. So yeah, man. Smith-Rowe had surgery on the groin back until December, heartbroken. I think we all are, but we're gonna have to just get on with it, man. Injuries are part and parcel of the season, man. We get some players back, certain players get injured. So yeah, he's out for at least 2 months. But you know what? If you've got to miss 2 months to have a proper good, at least injury-free 2-3 years, why not, man? Finally, PSG wanted to sign Gabriel Jesus. Boy, we're just gonna have to get on with it in relation to Smith-Rowe and that. Really. Boy. Is what it is. In fact, in terms of other news online, I wonder what this is being said. Saka versus Perisic or Sessegnon. Well, you'd obviously rather him play Sessegnon than Perisic. I don't know why. I don't know anything, but I don't know why Spurs don't move Perisic to the right-hand side in general, really. They had many conversations. Romano says PSG wanted to sign Arsenal ace this summer. Romano's be saying a lot of things. It's not easy to sign Gabriel Jesus because many clubs wanted him. Many clubs in England, especially, he told City he wanted to try something new, and clubs started to approach Jesus. I can mention Tottenham and Chelsea. PSG also had an interest in Jesus as a possibility. He would have been lit with Neymar. They had many conversations, but Arsenal were convinced about Jesus as their top priority, and he wanted to be one of the most important players in the team, which you could be one of them at City or PSG, but you're not the most important. You probably are the most important at Arsenal to go with Xhaka, Saka, and to a degree Odegaard. And I'd say Ramsdale because it's all collapsed if he doesn't. Is that it? Bit of a joy killer, that, isn't it? William Saliba is having an amazing impact on Arsenal, says Sagna people. Sagna's been doing a lot of talk. He says the sky's the limit. Keep your feet on the ground, though. I think he's having an amazing impact on everyone. The fans, his teammates. He has finally arrived and he looks ready. Sometimes a player needs to take a different journey to get where they want to. And if you look back at the decision of the club to loan him to Marseille, which was seen as unpopular, and Arteta, I think a lot of Arsenal fans, where Saliba and Martinelli are concerned, they owe Arteta a massive apology. If you look back at the decision of the club to loan him to Marseille, it has proven to be the correct decision. I don't think he would have played a full season if he had stayed at Arsenal last year. Marseille is a huge club in France. It is a big club with a lot of pressure. The fans are very passionate in many ways. It reminds me of an English club. People in Marseille are demanding. True. Mikel knew what Saliba needed. He needed to have a full season playing in that environment with real pressure while developing and improving his game. He helped them get champs. While he was there, he improved his confidence. He got used to the feeling of being an important player. These are what I would give to have a right back like, with no disrespect to Ben White or Tomiyasu. Imagine if we could get Sadler in the squad right now, or a Santi. I think we'd be a lot better. There are all the qualities that have enabled him to perform in the Premier League. It was a great spell and has helped him take the demands of playing for Arsenal. I think the sky's the limit for him. He has started to get into the French national team. I think he'll go to the World Cup, get shunned for Arsenal, and become a key player already. There will be good. It's same way it's the sun shines, it will rain. There'll be times of iffiness, and it weren't just him, but France played a naive back three. The system was poor, and they had trouble. And him, Camavinga, and Upamecano, three quality players with bag of potential, got hooked at halftime. International's a different ball game, but it would be. I would love for him to go to the World Cup, as with Gabriel. Well, the three Gabriels: Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, at the Xhakas, the Tomiyasus, everyone else who countries qualified. Saka, Smith-Rowe, if he was fit. The level he is playing at is because of the amount of games he's played. Players only improve with games trust. Minutes are currency, as I always say. He had his first loan at St. Etienne. This allowed him to learn and make mistakes out of the pressure of playing for Arsenal, and he has taken a step in the right direction every year. When he signed for Arsenal, the club was not in as good a place. The last thing that you want with a young player is to kill him mentally by throwing him into a defence that's not performing so well, into a team that is performing below expectation. The way Arsenal have allowed him to develop was very smart. Can't disagree with that. Arsenal told they missed out on perfect Leicester City transfer. What's this? Robson Garni. I mean, we all know Telemans could have been all right. Partey could be fit for the North London derby. Gutted for Smith-Rowe, but we don't want an Umtiti situation where playing while needing the surgery ruined him. It's ridiculous. And you've also got Fifana in the 21s and Kanate. Well, you've already listed Kanate. And there's a couple of young players in every position in France. They're developing some demons still. Some big demons. A player like David will give us a strong option coming off the bench if we are switching to a 3-5-2 within a game. I think him and Gabriel Jesus can be fire. Plus, we allow Eddie to develop without pressure. I mean, Eddie's at that stage where there's got to be pressure on 100 grand a week now. Like, there's pressure. Like, unless you're going to loan him out, unless Eddie can, there's no point. You know, Eddie's not going to probably start 20, 30 games out of the season for us. So, yeah, man, you're going to have to, I hear you, but Eddie's part of the environment now. It is what it is. Really. That has been a chronic injury for Smith-Rowe. Good to sort it out completely now, not just for his time at Arsenal, but for the young man's career if he ever moves on. Exactly that, man. And we've seen it plague, man. I remember Wilshere could have had surgery very early on, and yeah, kind of he never really got over that, really. Sagna was an amazing right back and agreed with Santi. If we could get either like that in 2022, be down. I hear that. Smith-Rowe needed a surgery. He had the same issue. Hopefully he comes back strong. At least, again, hopefully it corrects it now. And a part of me, I'm no doctor, but Partey has the same groin injury. The injury at the moment is another one, but surely he's got to go through surgery to correct that. But the difference is, you know, Smith-Rowe's in his early 20s. My man's 29. There's obviously a World Cup for Partey to consider, which could be his last, probably his last. I'd like to see Zinni in midfield, either Xhaka or replacement for Partey. I would like to one day explore seeing Zinchenko in midfield. It could be an option in the North London derby if there is question marks over Xhaka or Partey being fit. And, you know, obviously with Smith-Rowe being injured and the sheer amount of games we have in October, he's going to have to, I do think you're going to see Zinchenko and obviously Fabio Vieira play in midfield. You are going to see that. So why not, man? We make another timestamp here. That's 750. Big up you lot. The reality of the situation is if any other senior striker comes in the club, Eddie's gone. If we bring in better than Eddie, then yeah. But I mean, if Eddie can find a role for himself and be a suitable squad player, then yeah, I would. I do like how Eddie's impacted the game off the bench, really. But there's been it's difficult, but there's been a couple of games he should score, really. Eddie's got better in terms of general play, in terms of confidence. Physically, he's improved a lot. But some man got to be sideman at the club. Not everyone can be the main dog, really. Some man just got to be sideman. And if Eddie can show that he can be a good rotation option, a reliable option, and develop past that, great. If not, can we get in a scenario where we bring in significant bread? Because, you know, again, everybody's looking for every position to improve. Central midfield, up front, wingers, these are positions that's going to go against young players. Because if Arsenal get back into the Champions League and there's a scenario to buy someone that's on par with Jesus, then we need that, innit? Or anywhere else. And we might have to say goodbye, really. So hopefully he keeps developing, keep doing your thing, Eddie, and we see what's going on. But past that, I don't know. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. Appreciative of you lot in advance. When are me, Ransom, Matisse going live as well? Because it's Thursday, innit? Oh, I got to have my lunch first. Guys, I can't lie to you lot. So, yeah, man. Check the schedule to know when DG will next be live. I'll be live at 5 p.m. with Dan Potts to speak. Yeah, it is Dan Potts. Big up Dan to speak Arsenal, Spurs, and anything Arsenal related. Make sure you're there. 6 p.m. I'll have Henry Wright, who's a Spurs fan. Good guy beyond that, to preview the game as well. And that will be it. And then obviously I'm going to be with Ransom Matisse on Twitch now. So free content, bits and pieces of content on my J's, 4, including that stream starting soon. Yeah, it is, man. I will have my lunch first, quickly. I'm not good to anyone if I'm dead. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards. Really. 128 likes. Thank you very much. Let me make sure I ain't missed anything out as well. Any talking points? Feel no sort of way about getting them in. It's the Red Bull model. Well, it should be, really. Pardon me. You'd have to be exceptional to be a diminutive striker. I prefer strikers that are quite tall. I just prefer short, tall, whatever. As long as you got the general play. As long as you score goals, man, which has been, you know, hasn't quite been the case for our strikers in the last few years. Even with Jesus, the jury's still out. He started well, but if we're not getting 50, I think 20. You lot said I'm harsh. 15 plus goals in the league, then we need to ask what's going on. I still don't think the strikers at this club are provided enough clear-cut chances, regardless of what statistics might say. Really, I felt that with Aubameyang, felt that with Lacazette, felt that with Eddie Nketiah when he got his opportunity, and I feel that currently with Jesus. I don't think there's enough tap-ins being provided for him. Regardless, we are improving in attacking sense, but I think he's having to work too hard to score goals here. And we're Arsenal Football Club. You go back many years, even down to the early days of the Emirates, bro. We might not win trophies, but in terms of the premise that you're going to score, get created with chances, it must have been a luxury to play with the amount of attackers we had. So, yeah, some more clear-cut chances for Jesus, and we're laughing, really.